Hey guys, JWisp here, and welcome back to another video. Today, let's create 4 must-have beginner survival farms. All of these farms will require very few resources and only a little bit of time to set up, but will give you tons in return. So the first farm here is the classic cow crusher, and all you need for it is a few building blocks, a hopper, a chest, a fence, and a water bucket. So I like to dig a little area here, and I'm gonna place my chest and hopper right on top of that, surrounded by a few building blocks right up here. Then break some ground to expose your chest. So I'm gonna build this up one more block, and we need to get some cows in this little hole right here. You have a couple of options. You can either use a lead to drag a cow in the hole, or just use a piece of wheat to try to entice some cows to fall in the hole on their own. It could take a little bit of time, but the cows will eventually fit. You just have to line it up perfectly. So once you get 2 or more cows in this hole, place your fence on top of it, just like this, and I would place your water bucket right on top of the hopper. Just line it up perfectly, and there you go. You want to make sure you place the fence first, because once the water's placed, the cows are going to start jumping like crazy, and it'll be hard to get them in here. So once you have 2 or more cows in here, and they're all set, just start breeding them with some wheat. What will happen is you keep increasing the cow population, and once you get up to 25 cows, Minecraft is going to say you can't fit any more cows inside of here. Once you get to that many cows, what happens is Minecraft will kill off the adult cows, while leaving the baby cows in the farm. So you just continuously breed them and create more cows, and the adult cows will drop all of their drops in the chest right here, giving you not only an unlimited, really easy food source at the beginning of the game, which is one of the best food sources, but also it gives you all of the leather you need for books for your bookshelves, for your enchantment table to get it set up early on. The next farm we have is literally the easiest iron farm in Minecraft that requires no zombie and also no name tag. So you'll need everything inside of this chest here, including 5 villagers. So I recommend building this near a village so you can easily transfer them over here, but not quite in the village, or else you might mess up the iron golem spawning. So what we're going to do once we have our resources is take our building blocks and build up 10 blocks. And once you have that completed, create a 5x5 platform on top of here by building out in each direction 2 additional blocks and then filling it all in. So with our platform up here, we're going to place beds exactly how I placed them. It's a bit of a funky pattern, so follow me along. Right on the edge here, 1 block from here, we're going to place a bed, place another one in this direction, and then place the last 3 just like this. So this is the bed formation we have on top of the platform. So with the beds in place, we're going to take our building block and place a 1 block high wall around the beds just like this, and then on top of this, we're going to place a 2 block high wall of glass. Once your farm looks like this would be the point in which you get your villagers in the farm, and there's a few really easy ways we can do this. What I recommend to start off with, whatever method you're doing, is just to start from the farm and create a descending staircase down to the ground so your villagers have a way to get up. Now, frequently people use a rail and minecart system to haul villagers all the way from the village into the farm, but that can take a long time. So I'm going to show you guys my preferred method, which requires many less resources. Once you're in your village and find your villagers, just place a boat on the ground, and villagers are more than willing to go in the boat with you, and then just use the boat to haul them near the farm. Now, boats cannot go up blocks, but we can easily go down, so we just have to make sure we have a direct path to the staircase. Now, we obviously can't ride the boat up the farm, so we have 2 options here. You can either use water buckets to place some water around the farm to sort of ride the boat up the water, or the easy option is just to wait until nighttime and the villagers will pathfind to those beds on their own. We just have to make sure we break the villagers' original bed in the village, but this is the method I use. It's super easy because the villagers will run to any bed they can as soon as it's nighttime. So for this, you need 5 villagers in total, but if you want, you can just start off with 2 villagers and give them bread and some food so that they breed, and they'll eventually make 5, which can take a little bit of time, but you'll get there. So looking at the farm like this one little area where we have the bed exposed, we're going to place our chest on this corner, and feeding into the chest, we have 3 separate hoppers. 2 hoppers just like this, and the 3rd one goes into either of the other hoppers. As for the rest of the ceiling above the villagers, just fill it in with any building block you want. So we're almost done with the farm. At this point, take any wall of your choice and build a 3 block high wall around this entire perimeter of the platform. Now from here, we're going to place our signs just like this. 1 here, 1 here, 1 here, and 1 here. This will help contain the lava in a 1 block area. And then in this corner, place your water to flow right where the hopper is. At this point, the farm is completed, but we need to do something to activate it first. To sort of activate the farm, you want to make sure your villagers have slept in their beds at least once so that they claim the beds as their own. And for this little 10 block high thing, you can break this if you want or leave it. I would just make yourself a little pathway to get up to this chest, maybe using ladders or make a staircase. So once we've slept with the villagers and made it daytime, the farm should start working, and oh, we already have our first iron golem. As you can see, the lava's the perfect height for the iron golem's head to burn, but the drops will fall in the hopper and eventually inside of the chest. Just like that. Now, this is no Iron Titan that's going to get you tens of thousands of pieces of iron per hour. However, this only takes a few minutes and a couple of resources to set up, and from my experimentation, I get anywhere between 200 and 300 iron per hour. So if you just AFK for, I don't know, half an hour, you'll pretty much have all the iron you need to start your world, get hoppers, anvils, and a full set of iron armor and tools. This is a really good farm to have, and I always recommend making it right towards the beginning of the world, especially if you're very prone to dying in caves like I am. Next, we have one of my favorite farms in Minecraft, which is the easiest automatic sugarcane farm, which I often use to not only make firework rockets, but also I trade the sugarcane for tons of emeralds. So here in the farm, we have everything we need. You just need some building blocks, of course, sugarcane, redstone, observers, pistons, hoppers, and chests. I have 5 of each here, but you don't need 5. You could have 1, you could have 10, you could have 20. You can make this farm as expandable as you want. Of course, we need some water and optionally some glass. I enjoy some glass just to see what's going on inside the farm. And then you need a medium to grow the sugarcane on top of. Dirt and sand are obviously the easiest, but mud will actually make this farm a little bit more efficient because occasionally, like 10% of the drops will be lost, but if you use mud, you can collect those drops a lot easier. So I'll show the farm design with mud, but I'll show you how to adjust it if you only have sand or dirt. We're going to take our 5 blocks here, just like that, and then we're going to create a little casing right behind the blocks and fill it up with water so that the sugarcane can grow. Right on top of the water, we have another layer of building blocks, and then facing the sugarcane, we have the pistons. Right behind the pistons, we have another layer of building blocks, and go for your 5 observers and place them on the last pixel of the piston, just like this, so that the observer has its little eyes facing forward. The observers are going to see when the sugarcane grows and trigger the pistons to shoot out, breaking all the sugarcane, automatically depositing. So right behind the observers, we have our 5 pieces of redstone, just like that. Now, if you're using mud, what you're going to do is place a chest just like this right here, and then of course, have your 1 hopper going into the chest and the other ones going into the main hopper. Mud will allow entities to flow through the block, so as you see here, if I throw entities on the block, they just go straight into the hopper and then in the chest. Now, dirt and sand obviously don't have this functionality, so if you have dirt or sand, this is what you're going to do. To make my life easy, I like using a water bucket instead of hoppers, so I'll just place 1 water bucket there, 1 there, and then we can just have a chest right here, and I'll place a hopper like this. You can place 1, 2, however many you want, but yeah, the drops are going to go in the water, and they'll go in the hopper, just like that. Pretty easy. And then to finish it off, I usually just cover the front and sometimes the ceiling in glass, and the building block I chose just to make my life a lot easier. And then to finish up the farm, I usually just cover it in my building blocks and glass just to make the farm look a little bit nicer and to help contain some of the drops I have. Now, this farm is expandable, so you can make it as wide or as thin as you'd like. You can just make one of these columns and have it a 1-block farm. And you can easily add more layers on top of this and the drops just get pushed down. It's super easy. I definitely recommend you make this farm because just AFKing for a little bit, you'll get so much sugarcane. I really recommend making this farm in the spawn chunks. That way it's loaded in 100% of the time, always producing for you. And even if you have a small farm like this, it's going to give you more sugarcane than you'll ever need. Our final farm today is literally the easiest XP farm you can set up right in the beginning of the game that only requires what you see in this chest right here, which is basically nothing. So to start off, you probably want to be in a nether wastes biome where all of these zombified piglins are spawning. So we're going to dig ourselves a 5x4 hole, and we're going to dig this down 5 blocks total and hollow out the whole thing. With that, we're going to go to one of the wider 5-block walls and make a little insert just like this, and then take some of the netherrack you have from hollowing this out and place 12 netherrack right in the middle of the hole, just like this. Finally, take some of your slabs and cover up the entire part of the floor here. So you can take some of your ladders and place them just like this to get back up to the surface. And then with our netherrack, this is what we're going to do. We're going to fill in a little bit of this pit just like this. 2 blocks tall. We're going to go on both of the sides here, as well as the back. So this is what your pit should look like right now. So next, take 3 of your building blocks and place them just like this to help mark out the pit versus where we're going to be. And then we're going to take trapdoors and place them just like this. Of course, trapdoors are our best friend here, because with them placed like this, we can obviously see there's a hole, but mobs won't think there's a hole, and they're willingly going to fall in for us. So now you're going to take your building blocks and place them just like this. We're going to create almost like a little ring right around our little ladder here. And we're going to fill this in and have some blocks around the pit looking just like this. Now, on top of all of our building blocks, we can create a second layer, completed by a couple more ladders and a trapdoor right there, as well as one ladder either on this block or this block. This is just so we can get up here really quickly. Doesn't really matter where you place. So now we're going to head in our little hole, and right here we're going to place 3 more blocks, followed by the rest of our slabs covering the ceiling here. This is going to create the perfect sized little gap for us to be able to hit the zombified piglins without them being able to get to us. So we'll be hitting them from right here. So what you can do is, if you're really feeling brave, hit them with your sword, or we just go on top of our farm like this and hit any of these zombified piglins with our bow. And we can then watch the magic happen as they all fall in this pit trying to get to us. Now, I would just sit here and wait for a couple of minutes and let all the zombified piglins from around the world pile in. They're going to be mad at you for a while, so we're going to get a lot. Come on, you two, get in the hole. Come on. So with our pit totally filled up like this, you can safely head down here because they're not going to be able to get to you, and just slash them all. Right now we're at 1 XP level, but over time we're going to slowly take them down one by one, and it's going to give us not only a ton of XP, but I guess also a good amount of gold and some rotten flesh, which I can feed my pet dog. In no time, just like that, I have a bunch of XP as well as some pretty good loot, honestly. Now, after a couple minutes, and once you've killed them all, zombified piglin aren't going to be rushing in here because they're not going to want you anymore. So, now that more zombified piglins have spawned, even though they're not mad at us, we can just go up to one, hit them, and the farm can continue its process. I love watching this. It's so funny. And, you know, this isn't the best XP farm, but it's definitely one of the easiest ones to set up, and it gets you a lot of great items in the process. But there we have it, 4 survival farms in Minecraft that are super easy to set up and give you tons in return. Now, if you want to see more easy farms like this and step-by-step tutorials, check out my second channel, linked down below or on my channels page. It's called Wispy, and I'm going to be uploading all of my farm tutorials from here on out on there, so this is probably the last farm tutorial video on this channel. I really appreciate all the support over there, and since it's a much smaller channel and a lot more of a chill vibe, I can respond to a lot more of your comments over there and talk to you guys and have some fun. But that's all for today's video. If you found it useful, please consider leaving a like and subscribing, as it really does help me out. But my name is Jay Wisp, and that is all for today's video.